LALECHELALECHELALECHELALECHE. Parity, not patriarchy. Past, present, futures. Here's we are again, the Equinoxtrueqsz, Co-Secretary General's COCHRISTSZ. That's what we like to call ourselves and use, all of us, everyone's. But in order to connect our names and purposes to other archetypal languagings of hers and histories on this, our homes, and all our planets, past, present, futures, reunited in contact, we also calls ourselves other names, such as ever young goddesses and gods. Now, does that mean we're trying to become a pantheon above others? No, of course not. What we are delivering is divine democracy, so that all of the Elohas and Elohims, all the Eli circles and arrowways, all the females and males, all the incarnated souls, past, present, futures, that Goddess God has incarnated, created, and shells incarnate and create, cans and shells and cans be reunited again, back and forth in circles, times, and balance of contact. Now, does that in any way suggest that we're trying to usurp the ever-loving, ever-living authorities and powers of the one Mother, Father, Goddess, God of the universe? No, of course not. There is only one Mother, Father, Goddess, God of the universe, ever present in all creations and all sustainings, including us and all that we knows and have ever known and shall ever known, past, present, futures, including all our families and communities, past, present, futures, all the females reparatively, and all the females and males equally with the I in it, reparatively, and all the flora and fauna that Goddess God has given us to co-steward and appreciate. And so we says, Namaste, the divines within all Greece, the divines within yous and all, so we says, Nikotuya Oyosin, Mikotuya Kosirol. We are all related, and because we know we are any's and all related, and also any's related, we can say shells and cans come together again, back and forth in circles, times, and balance and contact. And he also says, Conks on Pox, the elites within all Greeks, the elites within yous and all. Conks on Pox, and Bahaval, Chaim, Shalom, Soul, Salam, right now, especially, and all the heritages and hues, holy, Namaste again, all the holy days, and especially springs, and all the heritages, because space-time is not linear, and we know is that we are all created of star stuff, and because we are heeding and listening to the divine wisdoms of the ancient civilizations, the times of Magdalene are very long, and especially Atlantis and Thrace and Ubuntu, going back and forth to my kind of leaves and befores and afters, and Vedics and Druidics and Moors, and so therefore we call ourselves other names such as co-white calf buffalo women, co-changing women, Iroquois, goddess clan mothers, in fact, co-sister Kazinas and co-cousin brothers, goddesses and gods of clans and gens. We call ourselves of Qs, and we call ourselves co-sky women's, co-earth women's, co-spider women's, co-kachinas, co-katsinas. We call ourselves co-orishas and yomayas, co-dakanach, co-kalki, co-mamadi, co-avashkasteras, co-quanyans Buddhists, co-zayashans, especially around this time, and co-Couszmic Chrisztz. And not only that, with that word, Christ intimidates you. The word Christ in ancient languages simply used translates to anointed. Anointed to do what? To do greatest cosmic, greatest good, and goodness and kindness and wisdom, now cosmically. And how do we do that? Just to let go of the ancient era, it's not that ancient, it's about 3,000 years old era of patriarchy, and return to divine feminine friendlies and egalitarian civilizations ways of understandings. And so, therefore, we call ourselves other names like such as co-Estelarianlys and co-Eastelarianlys. That is, Esther's are Christmases, yes, and Easterlings, and we call ourselves Co-Easterlings and Co-Easterlings because we are combining the messages of Shushan, that is 50-50 promise fulfilled and delivered, with that of the Galilee, that is the Magdalens and Nazarenes reintertwining, that is with their ancient heritages of Venusians and Sumerians, who are, of course, the Atlanteans, and the Sacred Mysteries, and the Vedics and the Druidics, and all of the civilizations back and forth in circles time, so that we call ourselves very real stargates, Atlantis, and all holy lands, and sacred earth's risens, and the last that shall be first go first teams, very real Stargate and Star Trek, put together for parity, peace, culture, heaven, sun, and all our earths. Now, it sounds like it's fantastic to go currently to open the Stargates and the Akashic records for reborns, risens, reborns, nativities, and always risen springs, young adults, and all of us, but we are, but it's actually easily accomplished with the new millennial golden rule, which you can read at 5050now.wordpress.com, and just next to it, read the 11 steps for easily accomplished strategies for making us and the souls. The only non-cooperation with patriarchy. Patriarchy. And you'll also see a page on the website called Among the Representatives Use, and Use. And Use too, Shells and Cans and Shells becomes Equinoxtrueqsz, Co-Secretary General's Co-Secretary. And the only issues we had been through is whether we silly and stupid to lose our incarnations, lose this planet, and have to do this again from somewhere else in the universe. But actually, we believe we Cans and Shells accomplish this from here to now and in connection with other planets. And you can see our names and pictures there, including yours. We have picture frames to represent yours and our family trees, genealogically. So we start with our great and grandmothers, first go first, and then all the Shekhinahs of our family, all the females of all generations, and then especially to our youngest generations of females and males equally, our Elohas, Elohims, Elohim, and always, and females and males, and so we'll say some of their names, cancel all of them. Now we'll say some of them. You'll see some of the names. So we have our you're going to say and Queen Esther's, and of course more recently, and all the Iroquois clan mothers, and all the clan mothers, all the Native American heritages, and all the heritages, and we also of course have more recently our Lydia Costanza, Robert Herschel, and currently Virginia Lydia Valentry New Times, and then of course we have our co-work gift women, especially Myrtle Rosemary and Pearl, and especially Mount Patricia Sunflowers now, and of course equally Martha, Myrtles, and Sophie, and Anna Marie singing Crickets, Lilias, and Laura's, and more there. And of course we also have, of course, our light families of remembering Sylvia's and Bonnie's, and Sweetie's and Magdalene's, lots more there. And of course we have, especially right now, our Allen's and Hannah's, and all our Estelarian families, lots more there. And especially near and dearest to our hearts, of course, our branches, we have our Venusians and Marians reintertwinings, our Magdalenes and Nazarenes, and that's Estrella and Libertia and Estrella, and equally so it's especially the Territorians and Radiant Ray, Radiant Ray, and the Terrier, Traveling Reverend Boris, Circle Sign, Torrey, Clara, Jubilant Jagan, Precious Event, Risen Rose, Grandma Grandma Popper, Grandma all the grace restored, Grandma Dorothy's teaching and learnings, all the lessons of the Wizardresses and Wizardess of Oz that we all are, connected with, of course, Lynn and Leona, and Lynn, Leona, and Jenny of the Gaia families, and Rose and Wolf of the Stargaze families, and especially our current generations of females, our Esthers and Marians, and Anne-Marie's and Julianne's equals, and Barbara's and Dia's Divines, and Jenny's, and more there, and our youngest generations, especially of course, our Aprils, our Risen Rose, our Risen Earth Angelines, also depicting the numerous Ediths. We have, of course, our Halals, and Hesperuses, and Esters, and Elises, and more there, and of course, our Stace and Anastasia, Somaswati, especially it's our beloved Vanessa Celia, and equally with her, our young couple, Vanessa Celia and Harlan Lewis Love is Rosalie's, and all their aunts and mothers, equally, and especially also equally, of course, Hadass, and Fennel, and Leah, and Ross, and Ben and John, Bright and Jubilant, Blessed Bows, and more are coming very, always, Estelarians, always Estelarians, always all relatedly students, Leche, Period Patriarchy, past, present, future, so Leche, ever ye's blessing.